What's going on, everybody? I hope you've had a great day. I hope that this actually makes it a little bit better because normally, you'll see me out here with Russo, or you'll see me out here with Corey, or you'll see me out here with John Tisha, a flux of people from the Streetlights community, right? From Be the Change, from Serenity Now. But today, I got something different for you. I got something special, not just to myself, but I feel like it's going to be special to all of you. So, right before we get this thing started, if you haven't already, I'm going to need you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, ring the bell icon so you never miss an update. Okay? I got a special guest for you guys. Many of you know him, many of you don't, but you're going to today. I want to introduce you to my man, the Angry Viking.
What's up, everybody? Angry Viking here.
Yes. So, bro, before we even kick this thing off, I want you to let everybody know where they can find you at and tell them why they can't find you on Facebook and how they did you in there, man.
Okay, yeah. So I just basically started up with YouTube, man. I kind of used YouTube as a backup to back up my videos because Facebook was bouncing them so much. So that's kind of how I use that. But then, we got, started growing a lot of steam on Facebook, was catching bans left and right. And then when we went to Louisville to stand up against the NFAC, right as the national media started streaming our stuff, streaming the rally, streaming the protest, they literally shut us down completely. They shut our Facebook down. They shut our stores down, our subscribers down. Everything got bounced. So if you want to follow the Angry Viking, we are just click on the YouTube, go to Angry Viking, and you'll see Skull Punisher Skull 2020 Angry Viking American flag backdrop. Hit that bell. That way you catch all our videos.
There we go. MC Strong, thank you so much. I appreciate that donation. You have no idea how much it does help. So thank you for that. Everybody who does utilize a super chat, thank you. I appreciate it. I really do. I can't thank you enough. Moving forward, though, I want you, Angry Viking, because we're about to get into some shit, man. We're about to get into it. And I don't know. Can I cuss on here with YouTube? I don't know how that works either.
I'll cuss, man. I just let it be free. I don't have.
I want it to be organic and be just totally real.
That's it.
All right, so tell them about
what happened. As long as it's not racial epithets or anything like that.
Yeah, no, we won't get into all of that.
Yeah.
Patriots, you know what I'm saying? We don't got to get into that. That's the thing we're fighting against, baby. But yeah, go ahead, man. Tell them what they did to you, bro, with Facebook.
So when we right after that, they completely shut us all completely down, took us off the net. We created another page that same day because we have people that are working behind the scenes constantly trying to make sure, because you know how Facebook is, man. They try to shut anyone that's not with the left or with these protesters and this left movement. They try to shut us down. So by the time the rally was over, we had about 4,000 or 5,000 fans. Things were starting to gain steam again. The videos were starting to catch again. And then I did a video on basically demonstrating how Kamala Harris. I did a video on Kamala Harris, how she went to that gentleman's house who got shot, the hospital room, who got shot 7 times, Jacob Blake, and said he basically called him a hero, And I said, what's he a hero for? And I basically called out the Me Too movement, saying, where y'all at? This dude's an accused rapist, and you got the VP candidate, saying that he's a hero.
Yeah,
I mean, how bad can we get?
Hey, I made a video. They banned me for my video because I went in. I got pissed. I got angry. Like I got Viking angry on that one.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? I got pissed. Yeah. And I ripped him a new one. All of it. Everybody that was saying, oh, he's a hero and he deserves this and that. He raised $2 million in a GoFundMe, bro.
$7 million now, brother.
But they took down Kyle's.
Right. Oh yeah. See, let me tell you how shady this is. So you got GoFundMe's for anything involved in any kind of police shootings. You can bet it's going to be 40 million, 10 million. When Kyle had to defend his life and do his thing to protect himself, everyone got shut down. So we're trying to go to Kenosha. We're doing our thing. We're going to make it up in Kenosha October 3rd. We're going to do a two-way rally, a Patriots rally, and we stand for Kyle rally. So when we first created the GoFundMe page, we said, Kyle, here we come. That's all we said. We didn't say Kyle didn't put his full name or anything like that. And then my main man, my right hand, basically said, man, I probably should change that. So 10 minutes later, he changed it to Kenosha, here we come. we got a notice today that our accounts under not investigation, but they need to review it to make sure it follows their community standards. We fully expect them to shut it down, and it's all because we're wanting to stand with a 17-year-old kid who is being charged with countless charges, including 2 counts of homicide.
It's biased. They're biased, man, and that's the thing. That's the thing. Like last night, I don't know if you've seen, man, couldn't have seen because you don't got your Facebook because they're biased. But yeah, I made a video, man, showing how when you type in BLM, it shows all types of BLM in the GIF.
Oh yeah, I saw
everything
that video
nice.
you did. I saw that video.
Then you put the cop one says Cop Lives Matter, then it's all negative. Everything negative that's got to do with police and just talking trash about them. And then the same thing with Trump. You put Trump 2020 and it shows them mocking Trump and all kinds of but you put Biden 2020, it's got him lifting weights and he's looking heroic.
He's doing his thing. Exactly.
It's all biased.
Yes.
So leads us into the next part of the discussion, right? Why? Why are they doing it? What do you feel like the reason is for these people to be pushing like Black Lives Matter so hard, but then persecuting our police? You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, you coming straight? You trying to?
We're gonna get straight into it. It's gonna get raw and real, everybody. Just so you know, it's gonna get raw and real on here.
All right. So anyone who doesn't know me that's a fan of yours is about to know me real good. And I say this before every interview I give, every time I do. I'm not even looking like this as an interview, man. Me and your boys now, Phil. We're gonna
now, bro,
together, man. But like when I'm talking to USA Today or something like that, I said I'm not against the idea of the theory behind Black Lives Matter. I'm against an organization that profits on the lives of Black men, women, and children, all in the name of any type of social justice movement, when in reality, they aren't doing anything but perpetuating a vicious cycle. So what do I mean by that? Okay. So let's just break it down. Last 2019, 6,000 Black men were murdered by other Black men with handguns. Okay. 6,000 Black men were murdered, right? We don't want to address that. We're gonna wipe that. We're gonna just ignore that for a second. Let's go even further. Okay, let's talk actual real life statistics. Let's get right into the meat of it. Okay, in all the nation, it's estimated that anywhere between 13 to 13.5% of this nation is made up of African Americans. Would you agree or disagree?
I agree.
Okay, of that 13.5%, it's estimated that 5%
is male.
Make sure your fans hear this shit.
5% is male.
5% is male. Right. 5%,
it makes up for over 50%.
53% of homicides in this country and 67% of robberies. Now, why is that such a, obviously that's a bad number because 5% committing that much. But you would think, by the way, the BLM, the INFAC, the Antifa, all these guys are talking about that the Black male is being annihilated at a ridiculous rate. Let's talk the 29. I'm going to hit you with some more 2019 statistics. 2019, 274 Black men were shot. Of that 270, which you would expect to be at a much more higher rate based off of the violent crime rate.
Yes.
In the Black community, correct? Just based on statistics.
Yes, sir. You're right. You're talking everything that I said in the video. Literally.
Oh, really?
You're saying,
okay.
I swear to God. Keep going.
All right. Of that number, only 9. I'll say that again. 9 of them were unarmed Black males. Okay?
Yep.
Only 9. Okay, now that it doesn't specify what they were doing at the time. It just breaks it down into whether they were armed or unarmed. However, white males,
I was just about to say, bro. 18
were unarmed. So in theory, if the Black man is being decimated by the police departments across this country, then I am 2 times more decimated.
Yes, and then but you won't see no White Lives Matter groups pop up.
That's racist, brother.
If you did, exactly. If you did,
you can't say White Lives Matter. That's
racist. You guys are part of, or you hate Black people. And then this is what pisses me off the most about it, though, bro. This is the thing that really gets me mad about the whole thing, right? See, I'm mixed. I'm mixed, bro. If you look at my kids, some of my kids a little bit darker, some of my kids look your color. You know what I'm saying? You won't be able to tell that they were mixed if it wasn't for me. So what pisses me off about the whole situation is you got this group coming out saying, okay, we're here to stop, or we're here to combat against police brutality and the mass incarceration of the Black male or the Black person, right? So you got these people coming out and saying this, but then they say nothing. At first, they say nothing about the Black death caused by Black people, right? Then what really gets me even more mad, okay, is they say, well, we're not here for that. We're only here for this. But
Right.
yet you start talking about policies and politics. I thought you weren't here for that. I thought you weren't here for that. And then when somebody steps up and says, well, hey, I believe I'm with you. Black lives do matter. I agree. But don't all lives matter? No. All lives can't matter until Black lives matter. Well, why does Black lives need to have a microscope put on it to matter more than anything else? Oh, well, your excuse is, well, because we're getting killed left and right by the police. But statistics show you that white people get killed double that.
Right. But
so how the hell is this a pandemic? How is this thing so big? How is it so bad out there in the streets that you need to only talk about 9 police officers that killed unarmed Black men who, by the way, just because they were unarmed does not mean that they were not committing a crime.
Right. That's the thing, is it doesn't specify whether it was a justified killing or not. It just says they were unarmed.
Exactly.
You know,
and we know like about some of those cases they were justified. You know what I'm saying?
Like, exactly. I mean, he could have been reaching for a gun. You could have been doing this. So I'm not saying they were. What I'm saying is we don't know. It doesn't specify. Right. You know what I'm saying? Just like it doesn't specify for the 19 white men killed. It doesn't specify. But based off of the numbers, because the argument is they're unarmed. Unarmed Black men, or like in Houston, 3 or 4 days ago, we had a bunch of cops fired for a shooting that took place. Now, let me walk you through this. Okay. I want you to see how messed up this is. Now, they were cleared of charges. Okay. They shot, I think they want to say they shot him like 20 times and he was still coming. Now, this guy, when they showed up, was completely delirious on something. They tased him 2 times with no effect. He literally looked at them and just went, ugh. It's all on body cam. Like,
I already know. I seen one the other day.
Yeah, they tried to go hands-on with him. Yeah, that didn't last long at all. I think the guy was on PCP.
Which means he's like the Hulk.
Right, he was like the Hulk. There was no bringing him in. So, unfortunately, they ended up having to shoot him based off the body cam video. In my opinion, it was 100% a justified shooting these guys did. Now, people ask, why shoot 7 times? Why shoot 20 times? I'm like, you clearly have never fired a weapon or been in fear of your life. Because when that adrenaline takes over, a lot of times, like in the military, you're trained, you don't shoot tactically. You don't shoot, you shoot.
You shoot to neutralize the person.
Neutralize the target. A lot of times that means you empty that clip and then
exactly. And that's the argument that people had, because they banned my other video when I was talking about why the police had to do what they did to the alleged R word. I don't know if I can say it on here because that's what got me banned on Facebook, talking about Mr. Blake.
Mr. Blake. Okay.
Let me tell you. See, this dude, people don't realize they didn't watch the whole video up until I had shared it, and I told them, I'm like, what did you expect the police to do in the situation where they first get a call? They go to the call knowing that this man has a warrant for his arrest, right? I believe for a sexual assault. And when they pull up there, they go to get him. He starts fighting with them to the point where there's 4 officers fighting with him. They tased him 2 times, twice with a knife. They held restraint. I thought I would have shot him then.
Oh, I understand. Yeah, absolutely.
But he gets up, proceeds to walk around his car, telling them he's going to grab his pistol, and then they tell him, put the knife down, drop it, don't do it. He opens up the car, they try to pull him, he reaches in, pop. They're like, simple. Well, they shouldn't have shot him that many times. What the hell you mean? They shouldn't have shot him that many times.
Well, see, here's the thing. They say people are assuming he got shot 7 times. No, they shot at him 7 times. He wasn't actually shot 7 times.
He was shot 4.
He was shot 4. They shot, and he's alive. People still think he's dead. No, he's alive. He's paralyzed and whatnot. But let's talk for a second. I want people to really understand, and this is why I went in after the Me Too movement. Let's talk for a second about the elect, and then we'll move, talk on to another topic. But I think the reason they were there is so important, and to me, and this is why it makes no sense to me about the rioting in Wisconsin that led to Kyle having to defend his life. We're talking about a person. Now, this came from the complaint from the young lady that experienced this, okay? She's asleep in her bed, wakes up to him standing over her. He basically says, and I'm not going to use the language he said, but basically, give me my shit. He never gave her time to get up to start packing his stuff or to, move stuff around before he allegedly, I'm going to say allegedly for everything so we don't get in trouble.
Please.
Because he hasn't been through court, allegedly attacked this woman, violently attacked this woman, okay? shows up the next day at her house to from what her aunt says is to terrorize, in her own words, to terrorize her some more. Okay. The cops are called by the aunt and by the young lady. Okay.
Right.
They show up. Now, there's actually two angles. There's a second video. A lot of people
Yeah.
haven't seen it because Facebook is scrubbing the
I've
hell out
seen
of
it.
it.
I've
It's
seen
from
it.
the other side of the car.
Yes.
Where you see them fighting.
That's the one that they
tasing.
banned.
Yeah.
They banned me for that
Yeah.
video.
Right. I posted it, and that's I got a 48-hour ban for it too, and it was Yang. But you see them. He has a cop in a chokehold headlock.
Yep.
Right. That's when they tased him the first time. Then they, he gets up. He's walking around emphatically. He's got the knife in his hand. I mean, how many times does someone have to say, while guns are pointed at you, stop, get on the ground,
drop it, don't do it? That's what they kept saying.
When is personal responsibility? That's the thing that pisses me off so much.
There's no personal responsibility.
Exactly.
There's no accountability.
That's my problem.
Problem.
Right. That's my problem with these whole movements is you're taking personal accountability throwing it out the window and saying it's just because of this one incident, which is a microcosm in the bigger scheme of things. And we're saying no personal responsibility needs to be held, and you should be able to do what you want, say what you want.
Exactly.
Treat cops however you want, pull a gun
it's
on
bullshit.
them.
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
When is personal accountability coming to the equation is my biggest thing.
I'll tell you when it comes into accountability, bro, and where it's gonna come into it is after this election. As soon as this election is over with, I guarantee you, even if the people don't want to be held accountable, I promise you, I really feel like they will be held accountable as soon as all this extra shit is done with, and this election is done and it's decided. Because I'll tell you right now, if it wasn't election time and all this shit would be going on, I'll guarantee you our president would have reacted in a whole different way. Guarantee you. But moving a little bit past that, or let me say this last thing about that whole situation with dude. Let's say that he got in his car. Let's say that he pulled off. What, the police just let him go? Even though he's wanted, he has a warrant, and his children in the car, but he had his kids in the car. Yeah, he had his kids in the car. Guess what? He should have been responsible for his kids. If he would have gotten that car, it would have been a high-speed chase. He would have potentially killed himself, them kids, or somebody else.
Exactly. My thing is, here's the thing, guys. If I'm ever confronted by a cop in that type of situation, I have my kids with me. I'm going to obey the letter of the law, especially if I'm so concerned about being decimated or annihilated by the same people who are telling me to not move. I'm probably not going to move because I care about my kids. But like you said, it was clear that day, for whatever reason, that man hit the kids were the last thing on his mind, because if it wasn't, he would never open that door and reached in the way I'm sorry. Most people don't understand what it's like to be a police officer. They're trying to judge someone they have 1 second to react,
Exactly.
and what's going to start happening is police officers are going to stop reacting, and they're going to be the ones getting decimated at a large rate because they hesitate. And trust me, when you start, or blue flus are going to take off nationwide. And when these communities are under attack, like they are, look at Portland.
We're moving into that one next. We're gonna touch on all of it today since I got you on here, man.
Hey, let's do it. I ain't got nowhere to be. Time and air, baby.
Let's get it. We got brother Matthew Brown on here, man. He did a super chat, so let's answer this question for him. He says, "Do you feel COVID is a tactic by the deep state to push us towards a socialist nation, or was created by various people within the WHO and China to destroy our economy?" What do you think about that?
Well, let's go pre-COVID. Let's look at the country pre-COVID. I mean, it was beautiful.
Yep.
Economy booming, stock market highs.
Everybody had jobs.
Everyone had
jobs. No problem.
Black unemployment, white unemployment's on the downfall. Hispanic, everything. It was the lowest numbers that had ever been. They tried the impeachment. Let's walk through it. Let's go step by step through this motherfucker. The world is literally. I mean, even Democrats were lauding his name. Man, Trump, man, he's doing work in here. I can't.
I'm telling you, everybody was proud.
Yeah, he was changing people over to the red side. Yep. So then they go to the impeachment. Turns out that Biden had a lot more skeletons in his closet than Trump did.
Oh yeah,
and that started getting exposed. And it started once the impeachment fell flat on his face, and people started saying, "Well, we need to look at Biden and his son. We need to see what's going on over there." And how's this man with no experience doing anything he's doing on the board of directors of a company that it has been investigated multiple times for crimes against humanity by the UN, has been sanctioned by the UN for this, that, and the other. So then what do? All of a sudden, you see there's a virus going on in China. The media was beautiful, tactically beautiful in what they did here. They started showing you pictures of the chaos in subways, of the chaos here, the chaos in the streets, boom, boom, boom. Then we start hearing about the cases starting to show up here. Suddenly there's going to be food shortages. Suddenly there's going to be water shortages. There might be tainted this, there might be tainted that. And then all of a sudden, the day it was announced that, there was going to be lockdowns, economy plummets. Mm-hmm. Everything plummets. Everything falls flat on its ass. Let me ask you something. CDC just released the new results, 10 days ago?
Yeah.
The numbers were what they said.
90%?
Called it from day one. It was bullshit, the numbers we were getting.
Yep.
And then the CDC updates them and proves the ones that were saying it was bullshit right. Says, man, this thing. So basically, we shut this country down. We cost people their homes, jobs, livelihood, savings, retirement, everything for a death rate of 0.00027. Please explain to me.
The flu was more
set up to destroy Donald Trump and his re-election.
I'm trying to tell you, man. Hey, people, it blows my mind how people hated on Trump in the political world.
Sure.
How they hated on him. And and I understand, about conspiracy and all that stuff, but when he said drain the swamp, until I started digging and learning, I didn't understand what he meant when he said drain the swamp, until you start finding out all of these things that's been coming to light about certain people going to a certain place and hanging with certain people that does certain things, who went to jail for a certain reason and ended up not around anymore because of who he dealt with and information that he may have had about these people. So it goes deep. So when he talks about draining the swamp, I can understand why all of them hated him, Democrat and Republican alike, hated this president because of the things that he brought to light. More children have been saved from human trafficking than in the history of the United States with presidents. He's captured more human traffickers than the last 4 presidents combined.
Yeah. I mean, let's do this real quick. Let's take it even further. Those same people who hate Trump now, he's a racist, he's a sexist, a misogynist, he hates everyone. Those are the same people I'm pretty sure I see with him in pictures whenever they wanted his money. The minute they realized they couldn't buy that man, that he was going to get this thing done on his own, suddenly he's a racist. Suddenly, even though he does, in my personal opinion, since being in office, I'm just going to mention one. This man, in my opinion, has done more for the black community than any president in the history. In the last, let's say
that's a fact.
Let's say 10 presidents.
Since Lincoln, we'll say since Lincoln.
Yeah, since Lincoln.
Freed slaves.
I mean, so people are trying to say all the benefits to the black community is a result of stuff Obama did began when he was in office. No, literally, Trump
that's not true.
Shut down everything Obama did. And he basically scratched the board and said, "This is what I'm going to do. We're going to do this, and this to help people. We're going to do this." But everyone still wants to give Obama the credit for it because listen, God forbid you accept the fact that Trump actually likes and wants to help the black community. Because if you do that, then you can't say Trump's a racist. You can't say, let's get Trump out of office because he hates women, hates black people, hates Mexicans, hates this. You can't say it anymore. I'm pretty sure that when he frees people, the last 2 pardons he's made from prison was one of a young lady who was a victim of sex trafficking, who was charged with the murder of her own rapist. Okay, he got her off, and then he freed a woman who was in jail for a minor drug charge, but because technically she fell under the 3-strike law, she got a life sentence.
Gave her presidential pardon, right?
Huh?
That's the one that got the presidential pardon.
Yeah, she got presidential pardon.
She spoke, as a matter of fact, at the RNC, didn't she?
Yeah, she came to the RNC. She actually, I mean, let's go even further. I mean, let's talk about, even more stuff. President Trump goes out of his way to call victims that's not popular. He shows up to people's houses, to people's areas, unannounced, unidentified, not with cameras around, so that he can actually go and shake a hand and say, hey, I feel your pain. I'm sorry you're going through this.
Man, and you know, it's even deeper than that. And people don't realize this. If you don't believe me, you can check it out. If Trump was so racist, then why is it that he is one of the only people with the money that he has that with every person that holds an executive position in any of his companies, whether they be black, brown, white, male or female, gay or straight, they all get paid the same wage? Did you guys know that?
No, I didn't know that.
And it's a healthy ass wage.
That's the way you do it.
Exactly. So I don't think that a misogynistic, racist man would do those things. That's all I'm saying.
But that's the thing. You can't keep perpetuating a lie if you don't build it on a lie.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's real hard to get people to buy into your bullshit if you don't have the foundation of it on bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
They do him bogus. They do him bogus in the media. They take little clips and they spin them they take everything out of context completely.
Or they cut it short. They'll cut a clip short. So they show him saying something and it sounds horrible. And then I go, first thing I do is Google and I look it up and it'll show the full clip. I'm like, what in the world is going on?
That's what I've been doing. Literally, that's what I've been using my platform for, bro, is now it's not just about uniting people and getting people to come together, but it's also to enlighten them and to wake them up from the bullshit lies of the far left. I don't want to say the left, I'll say the far left. Because I know some Democrats that are good people and they have, they got good views and I disagree on a lot of things with them, but you know what I'm saying? I don't think that they're bad like the people that I think are bad. And in the same sense, not every Republican is far right. I don't too much agree with the far right, but I agree with conservative views. That's why I got conservative views. Now, when it goes into waking people up, what I'm trying to wake them up to is the harm that's been done by the Democratic Party's views and their policies. It's not the people. It's not the people that like, I'm not going to pick out a Democratic mayor and say, well, he's the problem. I'm going to say the views, the agenda or the policies that are being pushed by these specific people in this specific party is what is crippling Black people today. Not put it just off one person. And that's the thing about enlightenment. That's the thing about what I'm trying to do, man.
Listen, you're speaking too much truth there.
I'm trying to tell you. That's why I'm wearing this hat, man. Keep America great. Because right where we are right now with President Trump, we've been doing fucking phenomenal. Right now with President Trump, that's why they didn't make America great again no more to me. It's keep America great. Because since he's been in office, we've gotten back our jobs. We've become manufacturers again. When Obama and his administration said it was dead and there's no way it could come back, he done brought it back. You know what I'm saying? The automobile industry is doing phenomenal. We got the tariffs on China. We're exporting again. We're no longer being an importer, which is great. And I feel like if we give him the next 4 more years, I feel like that we can become what we were once again.
Absolutely. And here's the thing. Let's think about that for a second. Look at what this man's had to deal with his first 4 years.
Yeah.
Let's really just take a step back. This man has had to deal with the stuff with Justice Kavanaugh, the lies that were spread about that man. He's had to deal with an impeachment. He's had to deal with a bullshit pandemic. And now he's having to deal with all these riots and craziness that's going across the world and everyone's second guessing his decisions. This man has continued to try to build this country up through all that. Yep. I don't know any president right now that could be going through what he's going through and do what he's doing for this country at the same time. And on top of that, he's trying to get reelected.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't even know why he would want the job. He's the only president in history to lose net worth while being a president.
Yeah.
And still donates his salary from being a president to wherever he donates it to. He hasn't taken one check. He's lost money and still wants the job. And I tell people, what would be his reasoning for that? If he already had the fame, he already had the women, he already had the notoriety. So what is he trying to gain? He's just trying to make the country better. That's probably the only thing that you could come up with is he really wants to make something better out of America. He had no other motive.
And the thing is, here's the you just nailed it on the head. And I just want to reiterate what you said one more time. People out there, people watching this right now, imagine you're a multi-billionaire. You have everything and anything. You got jets. You've got, beautiful wife. You got $1 million house. You got golf courses named after you. Literally don't need it. You could just fade off into the distance and live a beautiful life for the rest of your life. But you choose. This man made a choice to be hated. He made a choice to become the enemy of the Democratic Party because he knew when he said, I'm going to drain this swamp, it's time to clean things up because it's a mess, that he was going to be hated from day one. And he still fights for this country day in and day out. And I'm telling you right now, there's not been a president that since I've been alive as hated, right? That has been as hated and still accomplished as much as he's had in their first 4 years. Period.
I understand, bro. I feel you. I'm with you 100%. I'm over here looking at these comments. They're flying through.
Oh,
hey, you guys, I'm
too,
sorry.
Man.
It's hard for me to see the comments because they're going.
I'm the same way, man.
The super chat. That's the point of the super chat.
Yeah, they're loving you.
Hey, that's the whole point of the super chat, guys. If you want your comment to be highlighted, I guess it'll stay up there. We got a troll. Okay,
yeah, well, I got some great mods. Real quick, I want to give a shout out to my mods. You guys are doing an outstanding job as always. Thank you for your hard work. Please keep it up. Thank you, guys. My mods, man, I'm hated, bro. So they come at me hard.
I don't even care about trolls. Usually I cut up on their ass, man. I'll just start going in talking about them, but we're not here for that today. So I just blocked one guy, the Black Viking, I guess his name was.
Yeah,
really? I blocked him. He called himself the Black Viking. He probably just created the page just to come on here and
that's exactly
that. Yeah, but yeah, with the chats though, guys, if you want, I know super chat costs money, but it'll highlight your comment to where it stays up at the top of my page and I can see it. And thank you all who already
with my people too. It's so much.
Yeah, whoever's already been using the super chat, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you guys. But yeah, man. So moving on, talking about Portland.
Okay, let's hit it.
They let Portland become a shit show for what? How many days did that last? How many months did that last?
I think I want to say, well, the last 2 nights, from my understanding, there hasn't been any rioting, so I think it stopped at 108 days.
That's ridiculous.
Days straight of rioting.
That's 107 days too long.
Exactly.
Straight up.
Exactly.
I was pissed. I covered that, bro. That one, when I did that video, I covered that. It went fucking nuts. That video went nuts. But I was on their ass. I had people come stream live with me from Portland. It was crazy. I couldn't believe it. It was more white liberals.
Oh yeah.
Than black people out there.
Yeah.
And then they're all screaming Black Lives Matter, but then telling a black person who's telling them they're wrong for being there, telling them that they should be ashamed of themselves. And I'm like, what kind of fucking bizarro world shit is this?
Well, let me ask you something. Have you heard of somebody named Brian Culpepper?
That's my dog. I brought him on my show.
You did that? Okay, that right there. If for anyone out there, I pushed his videos real hard when he was exposing BLM and all that bullshit that was going on about this.
Thank you. Hey, you hear that, baby? Bro, when I jumped on Brian's stuff, Brian had maybe 20 people watching him. And I don't know how I found him. I was following a lady out there in Portland, and I seen it, and I clicked on it, and I started listening to him, and I'm like, oh shit, he's speaking some truth.
He hit hard.
I had no fucking viewers, right? So I'm like, no, I gotta help this brother out. I grabbed it, threw it up, and then I told him, like, he's got my personal cell phone number. I said, you need anything, you want to use my platform, brother, it is yours. Go for it. Even if it's just to promote your art, let me know. I love that. He went the fuck off on him, bro.
Oh, he went. I mean, he showed the Gucci bag. He showed the cars. But that's the point. Is that's another reason why I was just shocked that so much. And it's kind of I hate saying the black community because every time you see this stuff going, it's so many white these young.
I hate to identify with color, bro. The other day, the census lady came to my house, right? Right. She goes, you want to know how many people live here or whatever? What ethnicity? I said, well, I'm American. Boom. She said, I know, but are you not Hispanic? Or I said, no, I'm an American. Because I know, but we have to put, I said, well, you can put other than because I'm an American. Why is that not on?
Red, white, and blue, my blood. Yeah.
They want us to identify as black or white or fucking brown. Or you don't go to a white person and ask them, are you a European American? Are you an Irish American? Why the fuck you want to know if I'm an African American or Jamaican American? That shit don't matter. Right. I'm an American. I was born here, raised here. I do American shit. I like American cheeseburgers. I like America. That's it. So it's it pisses me off. But yeah, in the black community, they do that shit for a reason. Because when somebody hears black community, they put a stereotype with it. And they think that it's a certain way in this community. And the same way with a white community. When you say, oh, you're going over to the white community, you better be careful. The police gonna get you. Or you better watch out. You know what I'm saying? It's always a stereotype when you put color into it.
Absolutely.
So it's like, why not just say, oh, you going over there to
Jefferson and Hill Avenue.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
You're going over there to, I wouldn't go over there to Martin Luther King Boulevard, because that's
exactly.
That shit over there ain't right.
Yeah. And then that's the thing, like, and what I use for that is like Chicago. So you go into Chicago, you'll think because Chicago got a lot of gangs and shootings and shit, automatically people in their mind think, oh, there's a lot of black people over there. You know what I'm saying? But the truth of it is the people, when I was out there gang banging, bro, even to this day, it's mixed. There's white, black, Mexican, all in the same gang. You got white boys that's supposed to be in a black gang, but it's not a black gang no more. It's white people in the gang, it's Mexican people in the gang, and it's no such thing as a black community over there in the city, because there's literally some of everybody. You know what I'm saying? So we just call it the hood. When you say the hood, it's not about a color, because you got some hood motherfuckers that are every shade. You know what I'm saying? And you know that from when you coming up. You feel me?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, man. I'm sorry, I got off topic. I get to rant.
You know, and this is the way. I guess if I could say what kind of got me started in this, man, what made me say, wake up and be like, all right, I gotta start talking about this shit, is because when you turn on your TV, and I'm gonna use the NFL right now as a perfect example for me. Mm-hmm. When I see Dallas police, let's just use the Dallas police officers in 2016 when they were shot and killed but right after that Black Lives Matter movement. Not saying the Black Lives Matter march caused it, but someone who was crazy was a part, there, and killed a bunch of cops, shot a bunch of cops. They wouldn't allow any football team to put the non-police officers' names on their helmets.
Bullshit, because they'll allow the other guy to be on the fucking helmets.
They put Blake's name on the helmets. Now my question,
that's bullshit.
And
that's a fucking smack in the face to any woman that's ever been sexually abused.
That's what I'm saying. That was my point in my video. It's like, where's Me Too at? Y'all were running around there, Justice Kavanaugh, when there was absolutely zero proof this motherfucker had done anything wrong from 20-some years ago. She said herself, I don't remember. And there was no evidence he was even at the party. The Me Too was pounding down the doors of Justice Hall, trying to get him not to be, confirmed as a Supreme Court justice. But we got a man. I mean, I know I keep going back to Blake, but I mean, damn, we got a man.
I know that one pisses me off too, bro. That one gets my fucking blood pumping, bro.
You know what I'm saying? We got a man who, Twitter banned the girl's aunt.
I know. I seen that because she put his ass on blast. Yeah. And Eddie, we would love to come down there, bro. We're working on something. I'm pretty sure me and him are about to get into the works of something where we're going to be able to go to every place that's needed. We're trying to form our own fucking Justice League, bro. Our own little Avengers team. And that's Thor right there, just so you guys know. I said it first. That's Thor, and I'm Black Panther. All right?
Ooh, I love it. But see, that's the thing,
we got
ask your question. Yeah.
We got Jordan right here. He said, talk about the importance of your viewers to vote. That's definitely 100% a fact. If you have not registered to vote, you need to. It is of the utmost importance right now, especially not only because of what's at stake in this election with our freedoms, and especially if you're Black, you do not want Sleepy Joe to get up in there. But I want you to know right now, man, go out, register to vote, and then do the mail-in vote. I encourage everybody that has to do the mail-in vote. But after you do the mail-in vote, I want you to go to the poll and I want you to try to vote there too. Not because I want you to cheat, but because if they did their shit right, just like President Trump said, if they did everything right and these mail-in votes are they're going to be so good and there's nothing can go wrong, then you would not be able to go over there and vote. They will block the vote. It wouldn't even be able to happen. So make sure that they're not trying to trick you into being somebody that goes out and does the mail-in vote and then you're done. And then they don't count your ballot. So then I want you to go out to the poll and I want you to vote. All right?
Not just that, but I call it the rule of 10s. You need to tell 10 people, you need to call 10 people, and you need to bring 10 people with you to the polls.
Yes.
This is too big, folks. This election, I mean, look at your country right now. Look what's happened to it. It's and I'm gonna call people out right now. I'm gonna say it's happened because we just sat back and thought Trump's gonna take care of it, by himself. No, this country is the way it is right now. It's an absolute fucking chaos right now. One, it's because most patriots, Black and white, I can't imagine what you go through as a black man being a patriot as you are, brother. But let me move on from that for a second. I'll get back to that. But I know for on the white side, because of all the Black Lives movements, these or the leftist organizations where it's you're viewed how I was as you stand up and you have a voice, you're a white supremacist. Most people sat back and said, "Hey, I don't want to be called that. I'm not that." So we'll just give them let's give people a little leeway, see how it goes. Well, no, it's too late now. The alarm
Fuck the
clock
whole
is
country
ringing,
up.
and Kash and Viking is your alarm clock. You're either gonna wake up and come join up and say, "I'm done with the bullshit. I'm done being silent. I'm done watching my country be destroyed," or you're gonna hit that fucking snooze button and you're gonna keep your head in the sand and keep on sleeping on this country, and shit's gonna get real bad.
Hey, yo, Viking. Hey, you was in the military, you said, right?
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you. First off, thank you.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
But you know what the dopest shit is, bro? So you're like, I can't imagine what you go through as being a black conservative. Look, this is the great part about this shit is I'm from a place where I've seen people get shot. I've seen houses burned down. I've seen robberies. I've been a part of them. I've done some fucked up shit before I became the man that I've become, about a decade ago. But I done seen it. So when they get to talking that bullshit, it doesn't matter to me. I got thick skin and I've heard worse, seen worse, and had worse things happen. So when they get to running the mouth, I'm like, you can kiss my ass. And if you want to see me in person, I bet you won't say that shit. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't bother me one bit. And they're like, oh, you are Uncle Tom or you this and you that. I'll be like, your mama. You know what I'm saying?
Mama.
That's the type of response they'll get from me. So it's like, whatever. I don't worry about it. And as far as, that's the thing too, bro, is what I speak and what I speak about. People are like, oh, you're a white sympathizer or you look out for these white people that don't give a fuck about you. I said, bro, my mom white. You know what I'm saying? My sister's white. You feel me? And you want me to just be okay with you feeling, well, it's like reverse racism going on right now. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, if you're black, you get to say whatever the fuck you want. Like this was the 1940s and black people were on the other side of it where white people can say whatever they want. But if you say something, we on your ass. Right. That's exactly what's going on today. And I stand against it for the simple fact of I know history. I love history. And I seen the effects that it had on the world and how it affected the people today. Look at how black people and certain communities, man, react to racism. The news, the mainstream media knows how to get black people to get angry, how to get them to get riled up. I was the same way. If the news put on something before back in the day, man, and I seen something racist and they show me a cop busting at somebody that's black and they tell you that he's unarmed, it puts an anger in you. And you're like,
sure.
Fuck that. I'm sick of this shit because this is all I see. When in actuality, it doesn't happen often at all. It just gets shown every single time that it does happen, and then it's on replay. And then you're hearing about it all the time, and they make it seem like it's something that's going crazy in the world right now, and we have to stop it. It's a big issue, and they play on black anger. They use black emotion to get people to get out here and do the shit like they did in these communities, man. And then when that fails, they do that shit what they did to the white people. You see what they did is they took all the white people that were truly not racist and definitely didn't want to be deemed as racist because they have a lot of black friends or they have a lot of people that are of different culture. And they're like, holy shit, if I don't get behind this, they're going to think that I'm racist. They're going to think that I don't stand for them. And then all these white people come out of the woodworks like, yo, Black Lives Matter, we stand with you. And even though they disagree, and in their mind, they know that this piece of shit should have got what he got. They're like, no. That was wrong what happened. And we have to stand up for them and say his name and all this bullshit that they start saying. And they play on white guilt. So they play on black anger and then they play on white guilt. And then that's what they've done. And then they leave the people like you that know, they're like, listen, I understand that you guys feel a little fucked up about this shit because you don't understand that they're literally manipulating you through the media. But I'm not manipulated, and I know the statistics, and I know that this shit really isn't really happening like they're telling you that it is. Right. And I know that when a criminal does something wrong, he's supposed to be treated like a criminal. And I know that this is fucking wrong, and I know that this is right. And I'm going to stand right here with what's right, regardless of what the fuck you believe. Exactly. And that's what it's supposed to be with everybody in this country. Stand with what is right because it is right. Don't stand with what is right because you think that it is right. That's the problem that we're seeing with Black Lives Matter. You think because you stand with Black Lives Matter, that makes you right.
Exactly.
But it doesn't. It makes you a fucking imbecile and mindless because you're going with the narrative or you're going with something that you don't believe. You truly don't believe in that bullshit just because you paint your little profile picture, Black Lives Matter. What the fuck are you really doing for Black lives? You're not doing shit. Get out in the community. If you really want to make some difference and Black lives really matter to you, then go over to Chicago and say, yo, why the fuck y'all keep shooting each other? Why are these kids over here dying?
You can't ask that. You can't. You can't ask that, Cash. Let me tell you.
They can't. I can.
Oh no, sir. You can't. You're not supposed to hit them with knowledge, brother.
You can. You definitely can because you don't give a fuck what they think about you. That's what I need people to do is don't give a fuck what they think about you. Just keep being you. Keep being you and stand for what's right. It's not easy to stand for what's right, and it's definitely not popular. It's definitely not popular, but it is definitely needed, especially in the time we're in this country. We need patriots.
The thing is you and I are supposed to hate each other. We're driving people mad right now because you and I are talking. Yeah. It doesn't matter. It's not the fact that we agree or disagree. It's the fact that you have a black man and a white man sitting down talking to each other about the facts that are affecting this country. And I'm telling you, it's driving motherfuckers crazy.
You know what's so sad about it, though, brother?
What's that?
Is that we're here in 2020 and people are mad. Mad. Like, what the fuck? You're looking at somebody who's mixed. Literally. My mom is white than a motherfucker from West Virginia. She's a West Virginia hillbilly. And my dad was, the only difference between my dad and midnight was 11:59, bro. You feel me?
I feel
I'm black as hell on my dad's side, and I'm as white as you can be on my mom's side. And it's 2020, and people are mad that us two would have this conversation.
And the thing is because this conversation, the reason, but it's simple to identify the why. Because if you take a black man, a white man, if you take the people that are supposed to hate each other and they start joining up and they start saying, no, this don't seem right to me. We need to, we're going to talk this out, me and him, and then we're going to go from our own, we're going to get our own knowledge. We're going to go outside sources on that box that the media wants to paint everybody inside of. And we're going to figure this shit out on our own. And then just through us doing that, we've come together. Exactly. They can't stand that shit because one, it's a lot easier to be it's a lot for as an educated black man standing up against these organizations out here. You're an Uncle Tom. You hate yourself. You hate the color of your skin. You
know what?
Black,
the stupid ass motherfuckers that say that don't understand who Uncle Tom was. It's Sambo that you want to worry about. Sambo was the motherfucker that you had to worry about. You don't got to worry about Uncle Tom. Uncle Tom was the one that was loved by the white master, but also looked at the other brothers and said, you know what? I know you don't understand why I'm in this position right now, but I'm trying to help you. I got you. I'm trying to look. You get out. You go at this time because I'm gonna have him over here. He's trying to help you. Sambo will be the one like, hey, listen, I'm gonna help y'all get some freedom and let me know what's going on. What you want to do? And they're like, hey, master, they talking about freedom over there, boss. And then they go over there and whoop that ass. You know what I'm saying? Sambo was trying to help. Before we keep going, a couple real quick because they paid for the super chat and I really appreciate you guys. So
let them ask their questions.
Why are Democrats so convinced that Creepy Joe will win? Some people think he is going to, and leave Kamala as president, which why they are voting Biden? Well, I mean, look, I can't speak for the future of what's going to happen with Joe. I hope to God, I don't wish death on nobody. I hope he stays around for a very long time and can sniff people for the rest of his life. But as far as if you vote for Joe, then yes, you are potentially voting Kamala for your president.
Absolutely.
And even beyond that, you're not even voting that. You're voting like Soros for your president, to be real with you, because that's who's funding the whole thing. We'll drop that truth a little later in another one.
They over here listening to you talk about that now.
we got Kevin right here. He says, as a follower or AV follower here, Angry Viking follower here, and new Cash Kelly follower, where are you at with the Second Amendment? Do you actively use your right to bear arms? Well, see, here's the thing about that. Like I told you, I'm from the hood and I got a pass, right? In Indiana, right now, I'm fighting a case. You know what I'm saying? I still got a case. So legally, I cannot bear arms. So for legal reasons, I'm going to tell you, I do not use my Second Amendment right to bear arms. I do not have a weapon, nor will I have a weapon. But Yeah,
Hey man,
I'll just
sometimes
say
listen.
that. But keep your guns, everybody. Don't put. Can I say that? Can I say
Yeah,
that? Okay,
hell
look.
yeah, man.
There,
Second
hey,
Amendment.
Second Amendment is the shit, and you need to utilize that. Carry, if you can in your state, keep that pistol on you. And even in the Constitution, it says you have the right to bear arms. So if you can carry it in your state, keep it in your house. Keep
Well,
it
you know
close
what? I'm
by.
glad they. I'm
Every
glad.
American should have a gun. But if you have a case and you have illegal trouble for legal reasons, do not carry a gun and say that you have one on camera. Say that you do not, because we do not do that.
Well, let me hit that Second Amendment a little bit more. You know what the irony is? This is how the media, how bad the media is with Second Amendment. I can't count how many. Now, mind you, I'm standing there, the protesters screaming in my face, while there's these whole guys, black, dressed like black ninjas, all carrying same ARs. They're carrying handguns. One guy was pointing a gun to my boy Dale's head. We had all this going on. They're asking me why I'm bringing guns. We look at him and like, did you ask any of them? They got the same guns I do. How come it's a problem when I have it, but it's perfectly okay for them to have it? That's my point. And it was as a white. This kept being said as a white militia. I'm like, dude, do you not see that black guy standing right there? What are you
but that's
talking
the thing.
about?
You should have told him, like, listen, motherfucker, this isn't a white militia. This is an American militia.
I told him that, dude. I can send you video when they would ask us what militia. I'm like, listen, this is not a militia. This is American patriots come together from all across this country that are fed up. And what do they put the first? What do you think the tagline was on
white supremacists?
There it is. White supremacists, far alt-right group, far right.
Did they put black supremacists for
Ooh, whoa.
For what's his name? Jay?
No,
they didn't, because he said some fucked up racist shit all the time.
They were polite to him. They said Grandmaster Jay, leader of the NFAC. That they didn't say Angry Viking, aka Dylan Stevens, leader of the American Patriots. No, it was Angry Viking, leader of the far right supremacist alt-right group militia. I was called the leader of the 3%ers. I was called a white supremacist. You name it, I was called. But him, oh no, it was the leader of the NFAC.
Well, look at this. Look at what does that make me then? Shit, my Grand Wizard or something? I just got a tan, huh? That's all it is. You see how the media does shit. See how the media does shit. I bet you any money you fuck around and they catch this video, they're gonna be like, oh, well, the white supremacists, Angry Viking found his Daryl Davis. You know who Daryl Davis is? Got to interview him. That brother's cold. He helped switch the KKK members from being KKK members.
Right.
It's awesome.
Like 900.
I think he's an amazing guy.
Right?
Huh?
Did he change like 900?
Yeah, I literally just did an interview with him like a week and a half ago. I had him live on my show as well.
Oh man, dude, that was awesome.
I got his personal cell phone number right here. I just can't give it out.
No, I get that.
He's awesome, bro. He's He's amazing. Yeah, but no, bro, you ain't no damn white supremacist. We sitting here chopping it up, laughing and shit. White supremacists won't be able to do that with no brother, man. Let me tell you. I know. I've got white supremacists in my family.
But it's so much easier. Listen, it's so much easier for us to be painted for us to be painted as that, man. That's the thing is people want to put patriots into a box. They're gonna put you into a box and they're gonna put me into a box. They're gonna say you're this, and this, and they're gonna say, hey, we got this guy who's a white supremacist. He's got a mohawk. He's got tattoos all over his hands and body. He's a freaking racist, and then they want to cry when you call them out because as soon as that news anchor called me a white supremacist today, and she was doing a live interview with NFAC, basically recruiting for this motherfucker, calls me a white supremacist, and then we call her out. Our fans went ape shit on her, and then she puts out a little video saying, "Oh, I wasn't calling him," basically trying to make a pity party out of it. So they doxed the shit out of that video. And
you know what, bro? I'm about to bring somebody in here with us right now that I think you would love to talk to.
Come on,
who also has a very interesting view on things, and he's like you, man. He speaks out, and he don't give a damn about if he's going to be portrayed as whatever. He's gotten his voice more lately. I work really closely with him. He's my brother, bro. You're gonna love him.
Let's hear it, man. Let's do it, brother.
I'm about to bring him in right now. You're gonna be shocked when you see who he is. Because I say he's my brother, and you're probably thinking it's about to be this black dude, right?
No, I honestly, I was the opposite, man. I was like, this dude will be whiter. He's gonna be white as a sheet, man. Because you call me your brother, so I'm like this
all day long. You already know. I love this, man. This is dope. This is what it's about. Coming together. We need to get to. Hey, I'm telling you, we need to start hitting these states up, man. That's having showing brotherhood, showing unity.
I want you to come to Wisconsin with me, man, and do this Patriot rally with us up there, man. We got a security detail for you and everything, man. We want you to come to that, man.
I'm game. I am game.
Well, me and you will talk later tomorrow, later this week. We're gonna make that happen. I got a security team for you. We'll get you up there, man. Give you the mic, let you just speak on it.
I don't know if that's a good idea. You know, I get to go when I get to going.
My fans love you, Cash. My fans love you, brother. We want you to talk. That's what America needs to see. We need to see patriots coming together of all races and talking and saying this is some bullshit that's happening in this country.
Yeah, I'm with it. This is gonna be amazing. It's already blowing up right now, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, my comments are like freaking like a spinning wheel on a damn slot machine.
You know, it's a damn shame though, bro. It really is. It's a damn shame that, you know, in this day and age, people have to be fearful of what they say. And then here's the thing. This is how they silence the ones that are brave enough to speak. Most people work a 9-to-5 job, right?
Oh, they dock.
And if you are brave enough to speak and speak out, they fire you.
Yeah.
You get fired from your job. That's how they shut everybody up.
See, what they didn't realize
it's a shame.
Right. What they didn't realize to me is I got PTSD as a motherfucker. So I done seen some shit. I done been through some shit. And you know, let me just tell you this. When you run into a burning building, you know, it's zero visibility, you got shit falling all around. There ain't really much that scares me. Death threats, I mean, I've probably gotten 1,000 death threats over the last 2 months. Minimum. I mean, I post them. When I have Facebook, I'll post them to my page, and because I clown them a little bit. I'm like, hey man, why can't we just hug it? Give me a hug. How about instead of shooting me, why don't you give me a hug? And that's just blah, 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 blah. But I mean, that shit, like bad words and death threats and all that, they don't bother me. Because people were always asking, you know, the only reason I mentioned this because I said about your security deal. They're like, why so much security? I'm like, let me ask you something. You get 1,000 people, you get confirmation that you got a bounty on your head if you show up somewhere, and you got people saying, you come to my city, I'm going to sniper, I'm going to shoot you in the head. Wouldn't you be smart enough, especially if guys are like special, because most of my guys are either special teams. I mean, we don't fuck around with our security. So our security is top-notch guys that are just jammed, that love this country and volunteered. Not one of them was paid a dime. They volunteered to stand between me and a bullet and said, we want you to make sure your voice is heard. That's what we're going to do for you. We want to make sure Cash, when he comes to Wisconsin, his voice is heard. Because death threats, all that shit, they try to silence us through fear. And I'm telling you,
I don't give a damn about none of that shit.
I ain't scared of shit. You can threaten me. You can die. This is my job. So guess what? I'm my boss. I'm not going to fire myself. There's nothing you can do that's going to stop me from continuing this movement. And I know Cash feels the same way. You're
damn right. Look, let me tell you something, man. I've received a shitload of death threats as well, right? I more than laugh at them. Straight up. I don't give them the time of day on my Facebook. Like, I don't put their names out, and I know that's what they want. But I laugh at shit because
I don't put their name.
Yeah, I laugh at them, bro, for the simple fact of like they don't know what the fuck I've been through. Right. They don't know what a miracle it is for me to be alive right now. I'm on borrowed time as it is. So if you feel like you're gonna kill me for me having a voice, hey, have your shot at it. But I feel like God's got me sitting literally in the middle of his hands and guiding me every single where that I'm going. And people are like, well, how can you say that, Cash? You cuss and da-da-da. Yeah, but I'm not cursing you. You know what I'm saying? My language is my language. How I speak is how I speak. But what's in my heart is for the people. And that's exactly why I do what I do. And don't give a motherfucker who got something to say about it. I'm not out here trying to divide people. I'm trying to grab the people that are divided and say, no, listen, understand, so you don't have to be this way. Right. We could we're better together than we are apart. That's a fact. Right. You know what I'm saying? If we unite, all the bullshit stops. Amen. All the bullshit stops. And then this question says, do you honestly believe that the rioting, looting, burning, terrorist actions to John Q. Public are going to stop even after this election? Yes, I do. I strongly believe that if they do not stop willingly, they will be forced. Period. This just not going to keep going. And the more people that come together, like how me and Viking are right now, talking about these things, making people feel brave enough to come out and say, you know what, this is bullshit. Enough is enough. People are going to start taking a stand in this country together. And I'm not saying taking a stand is where they're going to go out there and try to fight or shoot. I'm not meaning like that. I'm meaning taking a stand, unifying together, saying, listen, you guys are wrong. Look, I know you're angry. Me as a black guy, I could go up to them like, listen, I know you're angry and you have a right to be angry based off what you've been shown in the media. But stop for a second and look around in your community. Has this shit really happened to you? Has a cop ever killed anybody that you know? Right. Has a cop actually fucked up somebody that you know and they were innocent in the matter? How much of this shit is actually real? Stop and think about it. You ain't got to listen to nobody else. You think that you can't listen to him because he white? Fine, I'm black. I'm like you. I'm from the same shit that you from. Wise up real quick and take a look at what's going on around you. And I've already done that, and it's been effective. And when I asked the question, the brother's like, well, no, I don't know nobody that's been killed by the police. Well, no, I ain't never seen nobody get their ass whooped by the police. I ain't never got my ass whooped by the police either. But on the news, they said, I said, exactly. The news is saying this. That's it. It's not something that you're seeing, except for when you turn on the TV. It's false. They want you angry, so you will be divided, just like you are right now, standing against people segregated by a color and only accepting white people to come with you if they bend to your will. What the fuck makes you so important just because you black, bro?
Nothing. Man, let me fan you off, man. Let me cool you off.
Tell you, man.
Listen, I'll tell you. So one of my people has a question real quick, but I also want to tell everyone out there real quick. So what you just touched on, ASAP Rocky just put out a really good. He did a panel, and he spoke on that. That's exactly what he said. He called out all the bullshit. Type in ASAP Rocky panel video. Go watch that because it was sent to me today, and I'm telling you, man.
I'm gonna send you something too from my guy Khalid, bro.
Okay,
you gotta check
this. Yeah.
You gotta look at it. It's called Disarmed. Everybody who's watching right now who hasn't typed in Disarmed, watch that music video. It shows it's like a hood dude and the police rapping, right? The first dude, the black guy, he starts talking, rapping, and then you hear the cops' perspective. It gives me chills just thinking about it, bro. One of the, you know what? Fuck it. I'm about to pull it up.
Let me ask you. So, one of my fans, man, he's put up a lot of money for us on this question. So, and a lot of the fans, your fans too, they're coming in here too, asking the same question. What do you think? Do you think that the mail-in voting thing is just 100% so that the Democrats can steal this election through voter fraud?
I not 100%, but I believe that is a big reason why they're doing it, especially when we get into true numbers about COVID and how it's not as serious as they say it is. So what other reason would they have for pushing mail-in votes? It's obvious that there's an ulterior motive there. It's obvious. They have to try to do something because they're losing more of the black vote. And that's the only reason why the Democratic Party has ever really won is because of the black vote. And if they lose, matter of fact, they have to win 85% of the black vote. If they lose anything less than 85% of the black vote, they will not win. That's why they're pandering so hard to black people. It has nothing to do with them giving a fuck about black people because we all know that the Democratic Party has been crippling the black community for a very long time. They
say that again louder for those in the back of the room.
I'm trying to tell you, they've been crippling the black community. They crippled them with welfare when they took the man out of the home. They put the woman on welfare, and she would say, well, fuck you. I don't need you. You can take your ass on. The state's going to take care of me. And then the man leaves. And then what's the man do? Goes and commits crime. What do? The crime bill. They did the crime bill. So now this man is upset. He done lost his family. He goes out into the community, and he's fucking up. Now he probably got to sell some drugs because he want to get his girl something and take care of his kids. And he can't really get the fucking job that he wants. So he's out here committing the crimes. He gets locked up and gets a harsh ass sentence because of good old Joe and Bill. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So then you take the fucking public housing that they've done. All of the shit that they've done to cripple black people. Joe Biden's whole career was based off locking up black people. Kamala's whole career based off locking up black people. Hillary Clinton called us super predators. You know what I'm saying? Joe said he didn't want his children to go to school in a racial fucking jungle. What more do you need to know who the fuck to vote for?
And that's the thing is the Democratic community, the Democrats of this community of this country have done that day in and day out from Joe Biden's been in office, 45 years?
47.
45 years of doing nothing but of crippling black communities. But me as a white man, when I say that, like the Grandmaster Jay said, he says, I can't speak for the black community. I'm like, you know what? I'm not speaking for the black community. I'm hitting you facts from the American community. And the American community is fed up with the bullshit. Why do you think Trump is working so hard to get families off of welfare? Because they realize it is crippling this country. It is the only way you get because that's the thing Black Lives Matter doesn't want to tell you. They want to destroy the black nuclear family.
Yep. That's in their mission statement. That's in their mission statement.
They want to destroy the nuclear family. It's literally in their mission statement to denuclearize the black family. And what does that mean? That means you take the black man out the home. That family, you put him outside and let it be ran by the woman. Now, what happens when that happens? Exactly what you just said. The woman has to go on welfare because most times she's not going to, and not because she's black and not because she's a woman, just because most motherfuckers can't afford to raise kids by themselves.
Exactly.
Period. I don't care how much you make it. So you're going to need assistance. Then the black man's out there, like you said, committing crimes, then goes into a vicious fucking cycle that is designed to cripple the black community. But I, as a white man, I'm not allowed to say that because I cannot, because in my opinion, it's because I hit with too much truth. Because whenever an outsider can look inside and say, fuck, if I can see this, how come you can't? Then that means you have to admit one or two things. Either you're lying to yourself or you like the lifestyle that is given. One of the two things. I'm
trying to tell you, bro. I'm trying to tell you. I just said something similar to that the other day when I was defending myself in this dumbass group, which I'm not going to mention. Anthony, what's up, my brother? Say what's up to the Viking.
What's up, big dog?
What's up, brother? You doing all right?
You see how he puffed up on me right when I get on? He's like, "Who's this?"
No, let me sign in. Let me get the press. What's up, brother?
Russo, you been watching?
I dig this. I didn't get to see the beginning. Cash had one job. Text me when it starts.
I'm sorry. I was excited.
Hey, we started rolling right out the gate, man.
And I'd see we're an hour in. Here's the deal. I started getting messages. I knew you guys were going because Kayla Spencer hit me up. Was like, please God, tell Cash to let me be a mod because we need to bump some of the trolls. So if you know how to do that, have Kayla end up being one of your mods to help you out on this one.
Hey, and any of my some of my Angry Viking fans asked too. Hey, Angry Viking fans, if you want a mod for Cash, hit them up. Let me know, and I'll vouch for you. I'm telling you, man, my mods top notch. Like I'm telling you, they catch the troll like that, and they give them one chance, and if they continue, they bounce them. So my mods.
Well, I've been blocking them left and right since we've been on. I've been modding my damn self. I've been looking at them.
So here's the deal. I've been watching some of the comments. And I know what's happened to you with censorship, and the people are like, "Oh, now you're latching on to Cash. This is the dumbest thing on the planet." If people actually have a similar concept on how to create change, ultimately, right now, if you're getting booted from one platform and you've got an opportunity to work with somebody that feels the same way, that's going to create the same fucking positive change, then you latch onto that person. It's not a negative. You call it latching. I call it teaming up.
For everybody that's watching right now that's talking that bullshit saying that he latched on, just so you know, I was trying to reach him a minute ago. I've been trying to get in contact with him. So it ain't no latching on. I was trying to grab him because I loved his message. It's like he's a white, swoller, bigger me. You know? So
you know what? And I'm gonna say this. I'll say this right now. If it gets I will latch on to any motherfucker out there that is out there for this country and that pushes the movement forward. And if that makes me a bad person to say, hey, I will ride with you through anything because you and I are trying to make this country better, then that's exactly what I'll do. Because it's not about Cash. It's not about me. It's about the American people. It's about the people of this country and getting the word out. And if that takes people joining up or latching onto each other, I will do it every single time.
Brother, you can say that shit again for the bitches and back.
So I know you guys brought up mail-in ballots, by the way. And if you see, let's see quickly, where'd she go? Oh, Kayla, if you see her, if you click on her, like on her thing, she should have a flag and it'll give you the option to give her a mod. Anyways, with that said, so I do a lot of work looking into mail-in balloting, and it's legit. As I've started talking to more liberals and Republicans, nobody wants mail-in balloting except for ultra left.
That's it.
Nobody, because here's why it's important for Democrats is it's giving a way out. So if Biden loses, this is now they've got, I think I've heard somewhere in the neighborhood of 10,000 lawyers that are working for free or working part of the Biden campaign, so that they're saying if he loses by a close margin, that they will make sure that there's litigation. So he won't have lost. There's a solid chance that the day after the election, we won't know who won this year.
Wow.
So the ultimate ability is to give a way out. Like, to me, it's like the most common sense you say is like, would you mail $500? No.
Exactly.
$500 cash. We don't trust our mail button. And I used to own a staffing agency where I would be sending checks. We used to send checks until it got to be 8 out of 10 arrived. 20% failure rate isn't good enough for an election. Do you know how big of a swing that could cause on a mass level?
Unbelievable.
It can't be done. And people go, what about absentee balloting? That's been done forever. Absolutely, it has. It's also a very small percentage. People have to go through extra work to make sure they get the ballot sent to them. But when you do math, and some states are going to do this, you just send everybody a ballot. There's so much that can go wrong, and people go, but it's never gone wrong. It's never been done. It's common sense. You go, there's a problem. It's going to be an issue.
Right. Well, let me say this from the military side. When you're overseas and you mail, it actually has kind of been going on from the military side. When you're over in combat zones or whatever, you do still get a chance to vote. It's literally mail-in voting. It's almost like they used the military as a test case for mail-in voting. And let me tell you, it has been an epic failure every time. Hundreds of thousands of ballots get lost every year in shipping from overseas to over here, because you got to know how many hands it has to go through, how many stops it goes through. Because even if it comes in on what's called a back flight, which is a military-only flight, it still has to transfer 10 times before it'll ever get to a counting station. I'm telling you right now, I can't even tell you how many people would vote overseas because they just gave up, because they know for a fact it would get lost. It was just common knowledge. You would talk to helicopter pilots, and they would say something about a bag falling out of a damn helicopter en route to land or en route to a ship, and you're like, well, shit. I mean, what are we supposed to do with that? So mail-in, to me, if y'all can protest and not wear a mask or wear a mask, if I can go to the grocery store, if I can go to a Home Depot, then I can go stand in line to vote. And I'm telling you right now, that needs to happen, folks.
I'm gonna guess you got a motorcycle.
I had a motorcycle. I did. I sold it so I could take care of some bills, pay off some stuff, so that I could ultimately do this.
So you've seen the whole
guys, real quick.
What's that?
Kayla, I am so sorry. I'm trying to figure it out. I can't find you in there. I don't know how to do it. I'm gonna figure it out for the next one, though. We're gonna do this a lot more. I promise. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. So have you seen this like crazy ass math about Sturgis? Which I'll be honest, I think it's a little irresponsible, but I also think the protests from this perspective are irresponsible at this point as well. But you looked at the Sturgis, and they said it's causing like $13 billion of federal issues and all these different things. Yet it's only been traced to 260 cases, one death, which the guy had pre-existing conditions. Right. And they literally made this mathematical number out of it that's absolutely astronomical. Yeah. And it's like, they showed the formula on this thing, and it's like literally they're carrying the one to the third power to this. Like, what mathematician besides an uber liberal mathematician came up with this to tell people that there's this many cases? They actually linked it to 260 real cases, but said it had an effect on some crazy ass number like 400,000.
Yeah, it was like 475,000. So basically what they're doing is saying is even though there was like over 1 million people at the rally, okay, over a week's period of time, they estimated 1 million people or something like that, or a ridiculously large number. So they couldn't just come out and say only 261 people had it, because based off numbers, based off percentages, that's well below, because you could actually use the Sturgis as a kind of a microform for the United States. So of that 261, one died. So if we're saying we have 1 million people, 261 catch it, and only one died, if he had a pre-existing condition, that falls in line with the 0.000027% that actually the CDC updated with. So they have to come up with a way. Oh, but that 261 came in contact with, 261 people that then conducted, so it extrapolates itself into this ridiculously huge number to scare people. But yeah, I wonder how many times have they done that same formula on all these damn crazy ass protesters?
No, because they in some states they made it against their constitutional rights for contact tracing. They said that when people would come in and get tested, and the state of New York was one, that they were not allowed to ask if they went to a protest. So we have no idea the numbers.
Exactly. Why would they do that? Why?
Why? I got an idea, guys.
What's up?
I got an idea. Viking, how would you feel about setting this thing up to be, I don't know, I think that we should just be pissed off, right? Because we're getting too nice and we're getting too friendly. And we had a good, strong, you know what I'm saying, message going right now, and it was getting a little heated. And I feel like we kind of, you know, Angry Viking. We got to do some shit, man. We got to go.
What you want?
Go out.
Let's go.
Yeah, we should keep this thing going, like, I don't know, every other day, maybe twice a week. I don't know, however you want to do it, right? But we definitely need to live stream when we go.
Oh, for sure.
When we go in Kenosha?
October 3rd.
October 3rd. We're gonna live stream.
Oh, hell yes.
And man, I don't know. I'm excited. I see a lot of things coming into work. So that means I gotta be. So that's right after the New York trip. After I go to New York, going straight to Wisconsin. We're gonna work some shit out. And Russo's gonna be probably coming with us because, you know,
make it happen.
He's be the change, bro, and he's got a huge following as well, and a fucking fantastic message, just like us. Talk about a true patriot. The brother is none better. So we've been on. I told my wifey that we was only gonna be an hour, which I don't mind if we stay on longer. But is there anything else that we need to jump on right now to talk about that needs to be addressed?
Let me ask my fans if they have any topics real quick.
This one should be a quick one for him because you might have talked about it earlier. Obviously, big news last week was, and since you're military, I want to ask this question. The Atlantic article that had 4 unnamed sources that said that Trump talked about dead soldiers. What is the sentiment, or it said called dead soldiers losers and schlubs or whatever he said? What is your opinion? And not just yours, but what are the, like, I'm sure you still keep in contact with ex-military. What do they think about that?
Bullshit. In what world? The man has done more for the military. This man loves the military, loves military members. He goes to Air Force bases every time a body is brought and doesn't announce it. He doesn't do it for the cameras. He doesn't do it for fame or for the photo ops. He does it because he loves the soldier, and he takes every death personally. I mean, you can see the emotion in this man's voice whenever he talks about our military. And 4 unnamed sources, right? Unnamed sources are suddenly, he calls them jokers and they deserved it and losers. Get the fuck out of here. If you think for a second, any patriot of this country, any true patriot of this country that was served in the military believes for 1 second that man who has done more for the military since coming in office than anyone I've seen yet called up those that died jokers and losers, I want names. You show me names and proof that happened, because unnamed sources is about it. That I didn't fully expect that from the left. Let's just say we got some unnamed sources like during Justin Kavanaugh's rape trial. Well, they're unnamed, but supposedly they saw him. No, I want you to show me proof that he said this, not some unnamed source, because I don't believe he said it for a second. And every one of my military buddies feels the same way. Matter of fact, we were talking about this in Louisville, and not one of those guys, and I'm talking about some heavy hitter meat eaters, believe that they don't believe that for a second that he said that.
Got it. That's what I was wondering.
Oh, sorry. I just
No, that's a great answer. Because a lot of people bring up how we felt about McCain. Like, him and McCain had a beef. There's no doubt about it. Like, they had an issue, and he said he shouldn't have been caught. That was one statement, but I think that opened them up for the Atlantic and having the $500,000 of campaign donations from, the owner of that magazine, to be able to say, well, there's some credibility because of the fact that he used to talk about John McCain being a refugee or a war, which one is he? POW. So I think that's where they're like, we can spin this however we like. So I think that's where they saw the opportunity and took it.
You guys see that they say our live streams got cut out in Louisville?
What's that?
The live stream got cut out.
Oh yeah, everyone. Facebook. If you were on Facebook and you live streamed, your page was yanked immediately. Every single one of my mods, Dale's was yanked. Not just yanked, but everyone. They actually sent because we created another one, then they banned us again. Dale called his internet provider to find out how they were doing it. They sent a cease and desist letter to his internet provider based off his IP address, so they cannot create another Facebook account. So he can't even create an account. Neither
that
can
one guy. That one guy was up all day. CTV, see something.
Yeah, PT. Yeah. So what they do is these guys, there's a law now. These streaming channels, if they label themselves as a media or a news media organization, and they use streamers, they are 100% within the law. There's actually if you look at the bottom of the video, he puts a law down there, which makes it so Facebook cannot yank them because they're a news media organization. But if you're just a regular dude or a patriot or anything like that, they were looking for a reason to yank us, and they found it.
Got it.
That shit's crazy, man.
Oh yeah.
So what's called? I'm sorry, guys. My fucking comments are like.
I'm watching you watch.
They're going nuts right now, and I'm sorry. I'm trying to read the comments, y'all, but it's going nuts. Which is why we got the super chat. The super chat, it pops right up right when you guys say something on the super chat. Joseph, thank you, bro. Says the change to the VA system by Trump saved thousands of veterans' lives. That's a damn fact, bro. That is a fact, straight up.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's been proven. I mean, the VA system was an absolute chaos. As a person who needed the VA system whenever I first got out, I mean, it was a year wait. I mean, you couldn't. I mean, we're talking guys who would literally walk out because they have such bad PTSD. I mean, you send people like, well, you volunteered for that. You're damn right I volunteered. But you also expect when you come back and you have some issues that you need to get worked out, that it's available to you. Most people don't go over there and expect to have to shoot kids, run over kids, see kids blown up by bombs. That's not something they expect. So when you come back, you expect the country, especially the VA system, to at least offer you basic medical care, psychiatric care, so you can go to sleep.
I don't understand how the fuck after you go to war for this country, you can't come back and like get treated like fucking royalty. That's what I don't understand.
Awful. There's guys that literally walk out, and I mean, I'm gonna use a story for example of someone who I knew personally this happened to. So y'all know I was a firefighter. Well, I used to work at this fire department. There was a fire department that was probably about 10 minutes down the road. And there was a guy who was a Marine, jam up dude. He was if I remember correctly, he was a recon sniper. He saw and did some dirty shit. Okay, you know, he was in the worst of the worst type situations, as most Marines are. You know, and basically he wasn't getting the help he needed. And he walked into a fire station one day, sat down at the kitchen table, and blew his brains out. I mean, there's guys I know personally that have walked into the VA and they have begged. They have said, "I need sleep. I haven't slept in days. Please, please help me. I need sleep." And they're just turned away. They were turned away before Trump. They were turned away. They walked outside, got in the car, and blew their brains out. I mean, the people think that PTSD and what these guys are going through, especially if they have traumatic brain injuries from being blown up so much, if they're a minesweeper team or something like that, that it's just something in their head. It's not. Like for me, the hardest thing was when you close your fucking eyes and you see the shit you see in your head, you see, you know, it's not something you could ever do. So there was a time before I finally, my wife, you know, finally said, "We're getting you help. I don't care." So we ended up going to her doctor, not even trying the VA anymore. I hadn't slept in almost 4 days. And I was literally going crazy. I mean, I was literally going crazy. And this is ultimately what forced me to retire from the fire service because, you know, I was not sleeping. I was drinking a fifth, you know, doing whatever it took. But when Trump come in, the wait time went from 18 months to getting help to you could be almost seen within 24 to 72 hours. And yet still people, I mean, is it perfect? No, it's still not perfect.
Better than the fucking was.
Imperfect people running it. But he went in and cleaned house. He took all the major people in, cleaned them out and put his people in. And they came in and they started fixing something that's been broken for 25 years.
You see, and that's another thing, man, to attest to the greatness of this president. Dead ass serious, bro. The shit that matters in this country is what he's been focusing on.
Right.
I don't understand how other people can't see that.
And
you know what I'm saying?
It's been a broken system from before that. And it's not just veterans getting help, it's the benefits. Like, and I'm sure you know this, Angry Viking. mathematically, the way that we have set aside money for veteran benefits, we know is impossible.
Impossible.
If every veteran got the benefit that they deserved, that they earned, it would bankrupt not only that budget, it would bankrupt the whole country. We've overpromised and we can't deliver. And that's not a Trump thing. That's not an Obama thing. That is the way it was set up in the 60s and 50s. Like, there's Vietnam veterans, like, how are they not getting help? Technically they can, but they have to fill out the right paperwork. And these are guys that have been messed up in the head for 30 years, and then they go in, and even if they fill it out right, it's an automatic first refusal, which causes most people to go, I didn't get it. So then it becomes, you have to fill it out the exact same way twice. It's a broken system. And honestly, what Trump did is huge. At least it gets medical help. But the actual system is so far in the rears that unfortunately
it'll never
be.
And that's the thing. And I guarantee you there's many veterans that say the same thing I want. All those extra benefits, most of these guys don't want. All they want is to get the help that they need mentally. Because that's the thing, is the mental side of this. They just want to be able to talk to someone and not be looked at like they're crazy. They just want to get on some medicine that'll level their shit out so they can actually get some rest and relax. I know once I got my first good night of sleep that I couldn't even tell you how long without having a panic attack or without running around the house or going outside and digging a ranger grave or any of these other things. It literally, I felt like a new man. I mean, it's like, and I did a video the next day, my PTSD video on my YouTube, on my Facebook, that's no longer here. But so many people reached out because the thing is people don't want to talk about it. And then you talk about the VA on top of that. So they don't talk about it because they're embarrassed and they're not getting the help in the VA system. So what's their option? They don't have, if people think they're crazy, the family just says, we can't handle you. They either end up on the streets, they start doing drugs, drinking, or they kill themselves. That's their options. And it's sad, but it's like he said, it's a broken system that needs to be completely revamped from the bottom up, and just, and the promises, like he said, that were made from the 50s and 60s, done away with, and let's fix the system. But that's the only way.
I agree.
I'm gonna let you guys go. I'll let you guys do your final words, but I just want to two things before I go. First off, who was it? Sorry, the police officer in North Carolina who also was, I believe, a Marine veteran, shot and killed yesterday in the line of duty yesterday. Yeah. Cool, people. Let's start supporting the police again. How about that?
Yeah, amen. Amen.
Way too many police officers dying in the line of duty, and zero national coverage at all, except for Fox News, which sometimes they don't cover stuff either. But a big deal on that. And then another few comments on the side. If you do have to vote by mail, there's something to be said apparently about signing the envelope. I don't know what it is, but I was told that's one thing you have to do. Somebody said that. A bunch of people said in the comments. So sign the envelope. But most of all, right now, send some shout outs to police officers because this is getting just fucking ridiculous. So,
amen. We'll do.
You know what, man?
Guys. Nice meeting you. We've got plenty more time to do this, all right?
Oh, yeah. We're gonna do this. You better believe it.
Now, bro. We're pulling him in.
All right. Later, y'all.
Bro. Later, bud.
Talk about the police, man. Let me tell you something. If you don't support the police, you can just get the fuck off my page now. And when I say that, I mean the true blue. I'm not talking about a corrupt cop, because of course I stand against corrupt cops. I stand against
that? Right.
Anybody that's corrupt, we don't fuck with them. But if you do not support the good cops and you're still talking about the ACA being on it, get the fuck off my page. Just go. I don't want you here if that's going to be you, because this kind of shit shouldn't be happening. In the same way where I would say the same thing about a crooked cop doing something crooked, I'm going to say something about crooked ass people saying something about the true blue. So
amen.
That's how I feel about it.
Amen. And that's the thing, man, is what happens is, and you know, I know you got to go here. We've been on a lot longer than you probably anticipated, but that's the thing is, you take one incident, a cop shooting, bad or good. There's a cop shooting here, there, based off the numbers in this country, based off the hundreds of millions of people that are in this country and the contact they have with police. There should be, if there was if cops are out of control, shootings would be happening in 2019. There was like 2,374 people shot by police. Right. Based off of how many we got? What, 400 or 500 million people in this? 370 million people in this country. There
331 million.
There you go. There should be freaking. I mean, on statistics that were just being shot left and right. That number should have been at 100, 200,000.
Exactly.
But it's at 2,374. Come on. You know
Bro,
what I mean? So I'm
push.
going to say the same thing for my page. If you don't back the blue, obviously we don't support corrupt cops. Like you said, that'd be
I
stupid.
say the true blue. Back the
True blue. You can go on off my page as well. If you're not here, if you don't support the true blue, the people that put them lives between the wolves and the sheep every single day, and put you before they think about their own families, I don't want nothing to do with you either. So
I'm telling you, that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
Yeah, man. Look, I really enjoy this right here, and we got to make this a thing, bro. We got to make this a thing. Next time, if you want, I'll come over to your channel. You know what I'm saying? We can just bouncing ping pong back and forth, man, and do it like that, bro. I appreciate you, man. Straight up,
man. Thank you so
really
much,
do, man.
First off, Cash, it was a pleasure. I look forward to us doing this thing together. I look.
Oh, it's on and popping.
Hey, man, we'll work with you in Kenosha. We'll add you to some lot once we start. You know, working out. We're working out the finer details right now. But once we start getting that together, we'll start working with your team, making sure the security's in place, everything's taken care of, and we'll get you down there and we'll make this thing happen. Does that sound good?
Sounds fucking great. I'm looking forward to it. We need to go out there and speak up and show the unity, bro. Brotherhood.
Absolutely.
That's what it's about. And you know all about brotherhood being in the military. You was out there with every color. And I'm sure you didn't look at them for that color. You looked at them when they was wearing that green. You know what I'm saying?
Let me say this, man. One thing, in a foxhole, there is no race.
Exactly.
You know, there is no race in a foxhole. So that's the kind of mentality I've had. I've always had that kind of mentality. You know, when someone is protecting your six, the last thing I looked at was the color of their skin.
Exactly right, bro.
Content of character is all I care about.
I'm trying to tell you. My brother, I got your back always. You already know we're going to do this some more. Thank you, everybody that tuned in. Thank you if you shared this, and thank you if you donated via Super Chat or the Super Stickers. That's new to me. I appreciate all the support that I could get. It helps. So thank you, guys. Be ready for the next one. I think we're going to call this Patriot Talks, man.
I love it, man. Patriot Talk. Let's do it.
Patriot Talks. That's what we're calling this. So from now on, you guys can expect Viking to be a part of everything that I got going on. Just so you know, I'm going to help him get that platform back. Because Facebook did him dirty, and we ain't going for that shit. You got to look out for the good people in this country, man. And once we start doing that, if you can look to your left and look to your right and have that person's back, no one will be in need. Can you guys imagine that? If everyone in a country looked to their left and to their right and had that person's back,
regardless of race,
in need. Regardless of race, nobody would be in need. There'd be no hungry. There'd be no poor. There'd be nothing. We just have each other's back. That's what we got to get back to.
That's the dream.
Day after 9/11, baby. That's what we need. My brother, you let me know if you need me. However I can help, I got your back. All right?
Same to you, Cash, man. I appreciate you having me on your show, brother.
You know it, bro. Till next time on Patriot Talks, signing out, y'all. Unite, don't fight, be a street light, because only you can be the change that you want to see in the world.